It's Chuck Creekmer, aka Jigsaw. All Hip Hop is here in Pasadena at a benefit for those that were displaced and affected by the wildfires. So tell me your name a little bit. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Albert Sanders. Everybody knows me as Dinky,
Okay.
aka my mom gave me that nickname as well. So it stuck with me all my life. I'll be 43 this year. I'm an Altadena, Pasadena native. Been here all my life. Traveled a lot of places. Done a lot of different work, mental health work, wildland firefighting training, a cook, photography, all the way to fashion, branding, clothing brands. I'm working with certain producers in the music industry as well.
Okay. So you mentioned something real quick. You said you do have training in wildfires.
Yeah, wildland firefighting. It's a coincidence. Last summer, I was working for a nonprofit organization that does conservation, wildland conservation, environmental restoration and stuff.
Okay.
And through that program, they had a wildland firefighting training, and
Wow.
I was able to have the opportunity to partake in the class and get my credentials for that as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's very I guess timely and really helped you out in this situation. So, just talking off the top, can you tell us a little bit about this area? You know, I've never been here before,
Okay.
and I just driving up, I'm looking, and from Los Angeles to here, you just see the landscapes changing
Yeah.
as you come through. My observation is it seems like a nice place. To me, people are nice. People speak to you and stuff.
Very.
Looks nice. It just looks like a nice place to live. Altadena, can you tell us about that and maybe Pasadena too?
Yeah. Just like as you said, city of Altadena, Pasadena. I mean, you see, we're on the outskirts of downtown LA. We're literally 15 minutes from downtown LA. As you, it's loving, welcoming. It's always been like that. Time has changed. In the 90s, 80s, it was all majority blacks, more blacks than today.
Yeah.
But Altadena, real peaceful, small city, part of LA County. We have everything we need, from grocery stores to the malls, our own community stores, private owned stores for, black owned businesses and, the good stuff that's supposed to be in our community. Been in Altadena, like I said, for 42 years. I'll be 43 this year. Like any city, it's ups and downs. It's always some racial profiling, but the good always outweigh the bad. So I mean, it's not about that right now, but it's like I said, the good outweighs the bad. I can never say that Altadena or Pasadena is a city like, oh no, you don't want to go there, or you don't want to raise your family there, or this area is a little more racial profiling than this area. Like it's never been that. I mean, you'll run into some kind of hiccups, but other than that, there's like no place that you really cannot go to and feel safe or feel comfortable.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the fires a little bit. It's our understanding that it impacted a wide variety of people.
Yes.
And that this particular place, Altadena, is mostly black and has maybe not been getting supported as much as some of the other places. Is that accurate or?
Being a part of this, unknown out of the nowhere situation, yes. I feel that some of the resources that they have been offering us has been helpful, but very unorganized. Because it's a lot of people was able to, create fake IDs and use other people's addresses and stuff to to partake in the resources for the people that actually needs it. I have to say, from my own personal experience, FEMA has been putting me on the back burner. Me and my family, they're putting misinformation on my case file and stuff. That's unknowingly that I know I didn't volunteer to share. So it's like I said, it's some of the resources are good or on point, but some is a huge delay, a major inconvenience. Because for myself, I'm still waiting. Me and my family haven't received. We received a credit from the Airbnb for $1,300. That was the first week of the fire that happened. We used that, but they never reached out to me to extend the credit. They were giving extensions for most of the families. Some families got it, and like myself, some families didn't get it. They kept saying, call back, or this is in the process of happening between them and the Hilton. I called another time. They told me to call Hiltons individually. And I called 4 different Hiltons, and none of them was participating in the program.
Right.
So by God's grace, it didn't leave us in a pickle, but I mean, we was best financial, with financial help to be able to, like one of the main things is our Airbnb or, our hotel stay. And
Right.
so that's the only inconvenience, but the help is there, but it's just taking a lot of time. It's like I said, it's a lot of unnecessary hiccups, and like I said, now we're a month in, and we haven't received anything.
Yeah.
But a credit for 1 week of Airbnb, and like I said, now that week was 3 weeks ago.
Right.
And it's kind of hard coming out your own personal money when you got so much of it, and I would say that's the only hiccup. Like I said, and then for some events, they tell people that they're going to have a certain resource, and then they don't have it. Or the people that came earlier that they do a lot of butting and cutting, just doing just unnecessary stuff to just get what part of the resource. And then these are the people that don't even live around the area. So that makes it difficult. That's the hiccups, but we have received help, and like I said, any help, it does help. So they are helping, but more could be done for sure.
Yeah. What about the some folks have benefited like through GoFundMe or things like that, community sources of money. Have any of those things helped, or have you tried that?
Yes, they have the fire relief. The firefighters has been having. It's been about 2 weeks. That had been 3 days out of the week that they will have an event where they're giving out $250 gift cards. But the only thing with that is limited 1 person per family.
Oh, okay.
And like I say, I mean, a single night at a room is over $100.
Yeah.
Food, I got my parents, so they're old school, really, setting their ways and stuff, which is cool.
Yeah.
Some people don't adapt to the with new or certain new circumstances and stuff, which is fine. But my parents is picky, so having to use that between the rooms and getting food, and for the 3 of us with the deliveries, we have received a $200 gift card from Uber Eats as well.
Okay.
And the gift card didn't work.
Wow.
It gave a message and said that all the codes were used. And that's something, I was like, and I tried to contact them, and I sent them a message on Instagram, and, wondering like, how could, you giving out individual codes to families that's can only be used by the person or the family that it's given to.
Right.
And I'm like, well, how could somebody use a code that was given to me? And,
right.
And so that was $200. So like I said, so some days the gift cards are beneficial, but like I said, $250 is gone in one
fast.
day between meals from my parents and helping extend our stay between the Airbnb and the hotel room.
Yeah. How are you mentally? How are you all dealing with this, like from a mental aspect? Like, that, are you traumatized? Are you getting help in that regard?
For a minute, I didn't realize I was affected by it mentally.
Yeah.
I fought like I said, the fire started at 3 a.m. Well, it didn't start at 3 a.m. We noticed the ambers started coming in our area around 3 a.m. And I kicked into gear around 3. I stayed and fought the fire.
Yeah.
My parents left. I ended up fighting the fire for 15 hours by myself. And mentally, 3 different times out of that 15 hours, I broke down.
Yeah.
And after that, one of my buddies would pick me up and he'll start the fire, and I hear a pop or smell the smoke, and just my senses just kick up different. Like, and it wasn't like in a fear, but it's just like damn, like again, like.
Yeah.
So I believe that I never experienced that before, and I realized that, and I do believe that is a part of a mental impact on myself, and with my parents, definitely seeing them. As I said, we've been there 40 plus years. They never been in nothing like this in their life. So, and watching them be as strong as possible, and me having to keep myself together to keep them together, and because stuff happens. With families, nobody's been through this, different emotions, and so I believe, it played a definitely part of my mental state.
Yeah.
Now that was 3 weeks ago in the beginning. It's the second week into the new month, or going into the new month. My mentally is a lot better. It's a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot more stable. Wasn't resting good, and definitely wasn't eating right. So yeah, but this week was a lot bad. As you can see, I ain't had no haircut since it happened. I smoked it out, man. The smoke smoked it out, and so hopefully soon I'll get this cleaned up. But as you see,
it's all
getting
good.
better. Getting a lot better than before, for sure.
What about the houses around? You said you saved your home, but what about the places around?
The 2 neighbors to the left and right side of me, I was able to preserve the halves of the side of the house that I was able to get to.
Yeah.
The ambers did definitely ignited certain parts of the property. By God's grace, like I said, I'm all over the house, from the front yard to the backyard, 2 long water hoses.
Yeah.
And I was able to maintain the part I can control.
Yeah.
Which saved my one neighbor's house, because they left. By God's grace, it didn't jump over to the other side of the house. My other neighbor, on the other side of me, he got his family out on time and stuff, and he actually came back and saw what I was doing, because the fire had ignited in his front yard. So my hose was able to reach from between the front yard and to the backyard, and his back shed caught on fire 3 different times in that process as well. And it was it seems easy, like talking about it now, but it was.
It seems like a lot, bro.
It wasn't easy. I injured my hand. My hand was cramped up, and I think I sprung my finger and stuff. And but by God's grace, I was able to, like I said, through the strength and power, I was able to keep their part of the property along with mine under control. And like I said, my one neighbor that took his family out, he left and came back and seen what I was doing, and he was able to get his water hose and save his half of the property, because the house next to his property is literally going up in smoke, right in front of us. So by God's grace, I was able to help save the neighbor's property as well. Yeah.
Do you feel like a hero? Because you sound like a hero to me. I mean, I believe you to be one.
I don't feel like a hero, no.
Yeah.
Nah. I mean, for the sake, like I said, we've been living there 41 years. We never owned the house. We've been renting. And my mom is friends with the landlord's wife. Rest in peace.
Okay.
And now I don't feel like a hero, because I know some neighbors, and I know other people that's in the neighborhood that was doing the same thing I was doing, and they either couldn't control it, and or they You know, same thing. Like I said, I broke down 3 different times and was ready to leave and just abandon.
Yeah.
Or like the unfortunate for some people, they lost their lives.
Yeah.
And I just, I don't take. I don't know. I don't. Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't feel like a hero.
Right.
I don't know. I guess I was just trying to do the right thing.
Right.
And
Yeah.
my hero, I would put that credit to those people that lost their lives. Like, and I know that lost their lives and lost their homes trying to, I would call them the heroes than myself.
Yeah. Well, I applaud your efforts for real. Yeah, I definitely do. I do know people that lost their lives, and I know no one knows what you'll do in that position. Right. No one knows if you're going to make it or not. So, you know, anyway, I applaud your efforts, definitely.
Thank you.
In what ways can people support you? You know, when this goes live, people will see it. And my effort here is to help folks become more aware and also to route perhaps funds or support to you or your family or in other families too.
Yes.
Is there a way for people to do that?
Yes. I have a GoFundMe set up. I know some people has reached out to me and they haven't sent nothing to my Cash App or my Zelle, but some people don't trust the GoFundMe. But I do have a GoFundMe.
Okay.
Going. It's slowly going. It's not where I expected it to be. But I do have a GoFundMe. I have Venmo. I have Zelle, and I have Cash App.
So what would you want, you know, in closing, I guess, what's the takeaway here for you? There's a lot for me, it's a lot, you know, I'm like, man, this one community is affected, this Black community. I know folks in the hills and stuff that were affected too.
Yes.
But this particular community feels like it's a piece of history.
Definitely.
And also, honestly, it feels like maybe some folks won't come back. Maybe some folks won't be able to rebuild, and then some other people might come in and build there when Black folks don't come back. You know what I mean? And that's something that I feel vested in myself.
Okay.
What would be your messaging to people? To you know, what would you tell the nation or the world?
I would say just for the nation, I know some people haven't experienced this. So it's very different to understand. I've seen national disasters and certain stuff on the news about communities, and I'd be like, dang, why? You know, how? And could this happen? Or, you know, what's the best way for these people to get help? And for me, and like for anybody, just people needs help financially.
Yeah.
That's number one. It's some people, and until, like I said, until it hit me, I never knew actually what something like this feels like.
Yeah.
We done been through earthquakes. We had fires up here before, and tornadoes and all kind of little stuff. And but we never been in a national disaster, like.
Right.
And to experience this and just, you know, to see, and it's like, dang, we really need, like, you know, in these matters, it's financial, you know. People can help just by, you know, even if it's $1, you know, and for anybody, not just Altadena, Pasadena, if anybody is in some type of national disaster, or the best thing to do is send $1.
Yeah.
That's the best way it's going to help somebody out. Or I know organizations are iffy, and but if you get personal with someone, or you feel in your heart, just that definitely is a major contribute to helping people out like myself in positions like this. Like,
so you talked a little bit about your fire training, but you know, dealing with the understanding of preferences and racism and all these things. You fought for your home and saved it, but most people's houses were burning down. Can you talk about the experiences of dealing with firefighters or seeing how they moved in the community?
Sure. Yep. Well, the first responders to show up when I was fighting, doing my thing with the house by myself, fighting the fire. Cal Fire showed up. I'm not sure which actual branch or part of Cal Fire, but it was a Cal Fire patrol pulled up.
Okay.
No red engines. They were all, like I said, under the Cal Fire umbrella. They came. Experience was I'm gonna say not the best. I'm gonna say not too much caring. I had a few experiences while I was putting out the fire before Cal Fire came. I was told to abandon the house while I was literally being reignited. And within the 15 hours of the wind blowing, ambers flying everywhere, I had to wet my body 3 different times, just so I wouldn't catch on fire. And during that, the Cal Fire didn't. They came. They just like leave. So I'm like, how I'm gonna abandon. Me thinking, how am I gonna abandon something? And where's your fire equipment at? Y'all just running in yards and with no fire hose or nothing like that, and stuff is burning. Like They're literally seeing me in this motion. That was a question. I was wondering why. Where's their fire equipment? Where's the water packs at? Before they extended their hose out, I know they had to access, but it took them quite a while to actually get into action. I felt maybe it was only 30%. That they did.
Right.
To actually save the houses.
Right.
When actually it could have been 100%. And why I put it from 30 to 100%, because the 30% of that time they was watching houses burn.
Yeah.
And if it could have, the 100%, some houses could have been saved.
Yeah.
So in my experience, I saw all the houses around me burn up even after Cal Fire even showed up. So it was kind of like uncomfortable in a way.
Yeah.
I didn't have what the equipment they had. I helped they had the water hose. I wish it was some point in times to where I wanted to go grab their hose and get to my neighbor's house across the street. Like they're sitting there, people was observing the palm tree fire, and once the palm tree ignites, that's it. And people that know about fire. So like I said, it was more than 3 times that I wanted to grab the water hose off the fire engine myself and get to work and with some stronger assistance. So I said I had 2 water hoses. So they water hose had more power, more pressure and stuff. And I know for a fact I could have, but even though I had the wildland firefighting training, I knew I couldn't just go on their truck and just grab their equipment. And I'm out here in regular clothes. And so, but that was the only thing troubling, I would say, in my experience in that.
So to be clear, you had 2 hoses and they had equipment but didn't use it to help you even save your home.
Yeah.
So they watched you with 2 hoses save your home, but did not assist you in saving your home. So the other homes were abandoned. Well, people have vacated, I should say.
Yes.
But you're there and they didn't assist you. Is that how you're describing this?
Very, yeah. They came in down my driveway. They seen, like I said, literally seeing me in action with the hose. Some goes up, they go to the next yard. I know, like I said, they have to do an assessment. I had no assistance. It was no assistance. Like I said, I started fighting the fire. Our house ignited around 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. And they didn't show up till about 9:30 a.m. And for them, to unload the equipment and like I said, I'm running. I got 2 water hoses and I'm running up and down, and there was just a lot of walking that they was doing. Nothing, I don't know, I just felt, I know they used to it, but for me, I would have put a little more just umph into like, let's try to control this as much as possible. And I just know that it's just a lot of those workers, just kind of just in their own world.
Yeah.
Like, and I know they train for that. They kind of used to that, but I mean, I don't know. If I had a crew and a team, you know, we want to be on it. Let's save as many houses as possible.
Right.
Save as many properties as possible. Not sit there and be there and just watch 2 or 3 properties just burn up and not do nothing.
Yeah. I didn't ask you about your recovery in your life, as far as getting back in the home or job wise. Or have you been affected that way?
Yes. Yeah. I was out of work for 2 weeks. By God's grace, my employer, you know, gave me enough time to, you know, able to come back. My parents are on SSI, so they're retired, and so, you know, fixed income, you know how that goes. But my job was able to let me come back to work gracefully by God's grace.
Yeah.
And as far as the house, we're still in the dark as far as being able to return to the house, even though it's saved. Like I said, we have a landlord. He hasn't been doing too much communicating with us since this happened. Kind of told us, you know, we're on our own until, and that's just it.
Yeah.
So that's been difficult. Like I said, you know, the home is saved. We're still in the unknown. Like, we're in the unknown. Can't go up there like that.
Yeah.
We haven't got permission to go back up there, or to be like, okay, you can go up there until, you know, as far as the owner, you know, as far as the owner saying until he knows what he's going to do, or so we can know what we're going to do. Because right when this happened, he mentioned that he's going to sell the property. And, you know, we didn't get no 6-month notice or a year notice or nothing like that. Like, it just came out of nowhere.
He said that since the fires?
Yes. Yes, it's difficult. You know, it's like I said, it's unknown. And that's why I keep saying unknown, because we're in the unknown. Like I said, we're, you know, for my parents, it's about them. And about their well-being. So right now it's really, you know, it's not easy. Like I said, we can't go to the house and kind of get back to normalness because the landlord hasn't said anything, or we don't know anything. And
can I ask you a speculative question? Do you think it's possible he didn't want you to save the home? Do you think that's possible? Did he thank you? He didn't thank you?
That's a whole... I never got one thank you.
Right.
I'm laughing about it now. That's why I said, like, earlier, like, I'm by God's grace, I'm better. I'm in a better mental state than I was before. But no, he didn't even say a thank you. He didn't ask about how's my health. He didn't say thank you for saving the property. He's an older gentleman. He's in his 80s.
Okay.
And he's African American. But yeah, not a one thank you. Like I said, I wasn't trying to get too deep into it, but, you know, he told my mother that there's shelters out there that can help us out.
Wow.
And yeah, after. So, it's, like I say, he's older. Like I said, not a one thank you, not how's your health, like I say, he didn't even worry about where, you know, where our head was going to even be laid at. And it ain't even for my benefit or even me. Like, it's more of my mother and father.
Absolutely.
Because they established the relationship with this man, and that's why we've been there for 42 years. So 41 years. Let's say I'll be 43 this year. We moved there when I was 2 years old. So 41, 42 years. Yep. Been in the same residence. Like I said, it's 40 with some years. So that tells itself, you know, no problems.
Right.
Everything that needed to be fixed on the house, we did it on our own.
Right.
And yeah, not, like I said, not even a thank you. After.
It says a lot. It says a lot. All right. We'll leave the rest for the people watching to draw their own conclusions, but that says a lot. God bless, and thank you for sharing your story.
And thank you, sir. Thank you for having me, and thank you for taking time out to talk with me as well. And I appreciate your energy, and thank you. Like I said, for anybody out there, like I said again, even if it's not a national disaster, if you're able to help somebody, just man, throw them a dub.
Yeah.
And, you know, throw them $10 like or 50. You know, it just even if you feel something is not right, you know, don't worry about it. You know, or even if you take the time to do it yourself instead of you know, if you don't feel comfortable handing somebody some money. But I just encourage people stick together, help one another out, and do it from your spirit and soul, and just not from your flesh. And it'll go a longer way. So yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you.